talking to you. They're not acknowledging all of your gifts. They're not saying thank you for the favorites. It's because we're supposed to treat this kind of like a talk show or a podcast, right? And we are actually not allowed to acknowledge a lot of that stuff. Like if I don't know, Craig down here sent me a dragon, I'm supposed to keep talking and pretend like it's not happening right in front of my face. Okay. That's why you'll generally hear us. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you for the favorites. Thank you for being here. You know, it's probably the hardest part about this is me ignoring because it's like, thank you, you know? So I'll be like, I'm always winking. I'm doing one of these, you know, I'm trying to make sure you guys know I see it. But just understand, guys, during the featured show, like I said, it's kind of like a talk show, right? My attention and your attention should be on the guests. They're here, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, you have to make yourself just a wee bit vulnerable to get on this show, okay? So that being said, I've learned something from every single one of my guests every single time that they've been on the show. Uma's been on a couple times already, and I absolutely love having her on the show. She is very wise. She's taught me quite a bit, real life and stream life stuff, guys. So stick around, make sure you're listening. But every single person that's been on this show, I've definitely learned something from them. Whether it's we've been through something the same, or maybe somebody I know is going through something and I've been able to share. I host a show and so, I use your screen names, obviously. They went through something like this and this is what they did. This is how they got through it themselves, So I do this show, guys, because it's nice to know that I'm not alone in this crazy world with things that don't always go right. I've come to realize that I'm one of those people who how do I put this? I tend to I don't even know what the right word is. There's a phrase I say, but there's cuss words in it. So, all right, anyways, never mind. All right, let's do the Q&Q before it's already 10:10. We're just, forget me, forget my lessons. We're going to have to save some time for these guests. All right, so you guys, I picked the quote today. It says, I fail and I go on. Failure is a beginning. Failure is the springboard of hope. Okay? And then why don't you just describe your epic fail? But I think that I picked this because I've had quite a few conversations with my kid lately on failure and why it's okay. She for so long was able to her schoolwork, it came to her like this, no studying, no nothing, right? She'd just go to school, she'd listen, and she could keep straight A's. The extracurricular activities she wanted to try, she never really had to try very hard. It kind of just came naturally to her. So as you get older, things get harder, right? Well, now that's not happening. Now she has to try, right? She's not just waking up and getting her math. She's not just waking up and, can spell every word the teachers are throwing at her every time, right? I mean, hell, we can't either, right? But I have had to teach her, and it has been a great reminder to myself that without failure, you'll have very little success. And it's not the success to be proud of. I mean, it is, but it's the journey that you take to get there, right? And I tried to explain it to her. We are guaranteed two things in life. We're born and then we die. And what we do in between is up to us. We pick our journey. We pick our path. And I picked a very difficult path for myself. I chose to bury my emotions. If you're in here and you're under 18, stop doing that and talk to somebody. God bless America. Don't ruin your 30s doing dumb things because you don't want to talk about your feelings. That is stupid. Okay? Okay. But seriously, guys, I chose a difficult path. I chose to, we're just going to say, hide and mask my feelings. So in my 20s, I struggled a lot. And then in my 30s, I had to start facing all that stuff from my teen years. That didn't make it very easy either because I waited so long. So now, I was in my 30s, finally grew up, talked to a counselor. I was in therapy for 3.5 years, you guys, dealing with stuff from my childhood that I never faced. So guys, make sure you're handling your business. Don't sit on things. Like, it's all right to shelf little things, but find someone you can trust and talk about your feelings, Anyways, if you're just tuning in, guys, I'm Silly Lily. This is Lessons Learned, and we just got done talking about the quote, I fail and I go on. Failure is a beginning. Failure is the springboard of hope. And then I wanted you to describe your epic fail, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just telling you guys it's okay to fail. You learn along the way. And every time you fail, you still learn. Just because you failed doesn't mean there didn't come some form of success from that moment. That's been hard for me to remember. Okay. All right. Well, I hope she's okay. That or she's on the West Coast and this is really damn early for her. No. I know that this gets early for you guys over on the West Coast to wake up and be here. And I know I struggle to get on here at 7 a.m. So early. All right, so we don't know where she's at. I guess let's see. What can we ramble on? What other lessons have I been able to talk to my kid about? I need someone in here to tell me how I'm supposed to handle my daughter's first heartbreak when it's, because I don't know if she's losing interest or if the other one's losing interest, but she started talking about heartbreak and how do you handle a breakup, and I don't know what to tell her. I've been single for like 15 years. I haven't done this whole breakup thing in a really long time, and I just tell her that, I pretty much I tell her, like, life isn't perfect, and I understand nobody wants to get hurt, but that's just part of life. That's part of growing. It's part of the process. I've never met anybody that married the very first person they ever dated. Now, my grandma married the first person she ever got serious with. That was back in the late 40s. It was different. You know what I mean? That's we're no, we're okay. We're all right. No, we're okay. We'll figure it out. We've got enough of the cards and stuff like that. I don't want to rush through something and I don't know what the topic is, and you know how I have to know what the topic is. I have to know all that stuff in advance. I have to prepare for this stuff. It's nothing personal. It's just unless it's some kind of lighthearted topic, you can flash down there. But even then, it's, All right, where did my water go? There we go. I don't want to talk about dating. That is not what I want to talk about. I do not. I want to know what I'm supposed to do as mom to comfort the first heartache, because I've never really been comforted, right? Like I've been a very solo individual most of my life, right? So here's a good question, okay? As somebody who is I'm a lone wolf, right? I have been for pretty much since my daughter was born, since she was really young. And I don't do it because I don't want to meet people or to have people around. I do it because I want to be there for my daughter. I don't have time for a social life. I don't have time for dating. I pick my daughter first. And she doesn't understand that. I'll never tell her exactly that. You know what I mean? I don't want her to feel like I don't have a life because of her. But me being the individual I am, I know that if I'm going out once or twice a week, it's going to become 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and then I'm not going to be home. I don't want to do that. I already work 7 days a week and I'm already not home enough. But anyways, my point is I've always kind of been a loner. I've never gone to people with my problems, especially at her age. I kept everything bottled up. So I don't know. And I'm working on trying to figure out how to help lead her in a healthier way to handle this stuff. And she's at least willing to talk about it to me, but she shuts down very, very quickly. So if you, as the older adults, or maybe even some of you younger kids who've gone through a breakup and your parents did something that helped, like genuinely just made you feel better, you can share that, because I know my first heartache was absolutely torturous on my soul it was probably a couple months, but it felt like an eternity back then. And I want her to know she's supported. And I don't know how to do that, guys. I don't get into that emotional lovey-dovey. Ugh. I don't know, guys. Nobody else here's got some teenage kids that go through things to share. It is so hard. Hello, guys. It's hard being a parent, especially when the teenagers are little buttheads. All right. Well, it's 10:20. We can do a little self-care, self-love segment now, and then we can get Uma, because we tend to have very good conversation that can surpass a half hour without second thought. All right. So, guys, something I've learned over the last, 5 years, especially in the last few years, self-care, self-love. And I don't mean that in a gross way. I mean that in like, we've got to take care of ourselves. We have got to do things for ourselves. Okay. For me, when there's not snow all over the ground, I'm outside. I'm hiking. I'm enjoying the outdoors. I'm going to the beach. I'm looking for sea glass, whatever it is to be outside. Now I've had to find things to do. So I've been doing the diamond art, right? I've been cooking more. But I've got to keep myself busy. So I've almost always have some kind of an activity to do, or I'm sucked into some series on Netflix. Guys, if I sat there, I wish Netflix did like we did here and calculated how many hours we spent and how much we know how much of our lives were wasted sitting there actually on the TV. I have been sucked into quite a few series lately, but that's been what I do, right? I get lost in my little TV show, and I don't watch TV a whole lot. But when I find a good series, I get sucked in, man. All right. So finding things to do, making sure that we're doing things that make us happy. Obviously, guys, drink your water. I usually carry around a big old green water bottle, but I got this cute little cup for myself for Christmas, right? So I've been carrying, plus this is so much easier to carry. But I always carry my water around. Everywhere I go, I have water and then coffee or tea anymore. This morning it's coffee. Good morning, my. I don't drink beer. I think it's gross. But you do you, boo. Let's see. I think I want to take on a new hobby. I don't know if it's crazy or not, but I think I want to go try that axe throwing. You guys know what I'm talking about? And take the axe, they give you the bullseye, the axe, and they give you the, I said ass, I think. And you know what I mean? So they've got Bars Melody now where you can go and they teach you how to throw an axe, and you know, they've got the bullseye up and the board or whatever. Axe throwing, yes. I think that's I think I said ASS the first. I haven't done it yet, and I think that is something I really, really want to try. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's a limit, you know what I mean? And we got to sign waivers and stuff, but it looks fun. I've seen it on TikTok. It's on the one Netflix show I'm watching. They go to learn, and the guy's like trying to explain it to her, and she grabs it and she like sidearms it, and it smacked down right in the bull. She goes, "Yeah, we have a lot of frustration." And I was like, that probably is a really good way to get out some of this frustration. You know what I mean? And it's almost like an exercise. You got to yeet that thing, whoop, right? It takes muscles. All right, now my question for you is, what is the last thing you did for yourself? What was the last time you stopped and was like, you know what? I know I have a million things to do right now, but I really am. I'm just going to do this instead. When was the last time you did something for yourself? For me, it's making sure that I get on here and do this show. This show is my baby and I adore it. Ooh, nice. I was given a spa gift card for $50, so to go towards, I think it was facials. I think they gave me one for facials. So, and there was a couple pretty cool packages, right? So I think that I'm going to try to set something up. But boy, I didn't realize what they charge you to do to my face, what I do to my face every day. But it always feels better when they do it, and it's always softer, right? Whatever. Professionals. Damn professionals and their knowledge. I don't know. All right, we're gonna get Uma in the box in a minute, but I was asked, you guys ready to laugh? We're gonna do this little laughy story, but it made me feel so good on the inside, and it completely boosted my self-esteem to a level of like, I needed that badly nonetheless. But I work with younger folks and older folks alike. One of the younger folk, when they first started, he used to kind of flirt with me, and I'm like, bro, you're younger than my kid. You're younger than my oldest kid. And he'd laugh. He thought I was kidding. And someone else asked me how old I was, and I told them I'll be turning 44 this July. He's like, you're seriously not that old. He's like, you're seriously in your early 30s, right? Like, you're turning 34, not 44. And I'm like, what the hell would I lie about that for? Nobody wants to be in their 40s, right? Like, I would do anything to be back in my 30s, but I can't. So I'm torn because so many people keep telling me like, oh, you look so good for your age and da-da-da-da-da. And part of me is like, for my age, the hell? That wasn't the word I want to say, but you know, what, is 44 that old? Like, is in mid 40s really like the beginning of it? Because every time I say I'm about to, I get that look like, oh, mid 40s. Ladies, I've already hit the perimenopause. I'm already having emotional meltdowns for no damn reason, crying, watching shows I've watched 50 times and never cried before. Happy, and then, yeah, I had a hot flash at the beginning of this. I had to open the screen door, and even with my door open, being some teen degrees out there, I'm still hot, but I don't want to take this off because then I got the tank top on, and then I know that I'll be too cold. So, does it really get that much worse? Am I really just about to be going through? Excuse me? You don't talk over me. This is my hour. If you would like to sit up here with your freshly bathed, floofy white derriere, you can sit here. But that is not something that, yeah, you really do want up here. Okay, hold on. Let's get Uma in the box, guys. Come here. Let's come on. Oh. All right, let's welcome Uma, everybody. Here she comes. Oh, wait, that's definitely not her. Okay, well, wait, she's coming. Say good morning, everybody. I'm the big mouth mother trucker down there that just won't stop. This is our co-host, Big Mouth Floofball. He just got a bath last night. He's not very happy with me for that. I know. But look how floofy, you're so pretty now. You're so pretty now. Hi, Uma.
Oh,
So cute. He is such a pain in my butt. All right. You're going to go down if you're going to do that. I can't hear. All right, guys. Uh-oh, what happened? Where'd she go? Oh, I hope we're not going to have problems. Oh, no worries. No worries. No, because you wouldn't just sit here quiet and I have to hear. You already know I can't hear out of this ear very well anyways. Your big mouth. You can't just be quiet. All right, guys. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Lessons Learned. My name is Silly Lily. And John, okay, something anybody who's new here has to understand about this dog. That's how he talks. All the your hair's in my mouth, dude. There's a hair in my mouth, guys. I'm sorry. There it is. I told you I could feel it. I couldn't get it, though. Thanks, Josh. And he says, that's what you get for washing and brushing me. Well, like, at least he just is freshly bathed from last night. Like, I bathed him last night. He's so white and extra soft now. Here we go.
Okay, is that better?
Yes. Good morning. I hear you now.
Hi, so good to see you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone.
I was so excited when you popped up in the Lessons Learned IG feed. I was like, yay!
We're back together, reunited, and it feels so good. Guys, I love it here. This is my first show of the year, and I'm on like everybody's show. But when they asked me to be on Silly Lily's show, I said that's how I'm going to start the year with Silly Lily, because this is the best place to be. So if you're new here, you want to hit that follow button. You want to send the dragons so she can hit 30 million real quick and catch up with me. And let's have a good time. Let's have a great time.
More, man. It's most weeks I'm only here for a couple hours on Friday anymore.
You're a busy lady. You are a busy lady.
Well, I gotta fix it because I do miss it. I miss just the adult conversations versus the conversations I have with my dog.
You know? Yeah, you need the adult conversations, because guys, those of you that know, you know, but the rest of you, when you're a mom, oh my God, like you spend so much time with your kids and your home life that you forget how to talk to human beings. So that's why I come on here to kind of polish that that adult side of me.
Yeah, and that's just it. The sarcastic, smart alecky, sometimes I just need to vent, right?
This is a great place to do it. I actually got into a situation with a podcaster recently. So because I know we got time to chat. So before I get into my whole lessons learned thing and everything, two things. I'm gonna tell you about the daughter and the dating thing. But the first thing is there's a difference between live streamers and podcasters. And I was doing a show on YouTube, and me and the guy, we don't work together anymore, but he got really offended because he called me. And most times I mute myself when, I'm on here and whatnot, but you guys know I run my stream like all day, right? So, and live streamers, I feel we share with you guys our lives. Like Lily said, we come on here, we vent, because we know that there's somebody in the comments that's going to say, you know what? I could relate to that. I understand, And he got offended that I didn't mute my screen, which I understand. I should have told him, but it made me understand just how different we are. I think we're so real and raw and vulnerable. And there's going to be people that come to our streams and judge us for that. And then there's going to be people who really appreciate that. And those are the ones we do it for.
Well, and I tend to find, do I like making myself that vulnerable? No, but I dig deep and remember that every time I talk about something hard, I help somebody, whether they have ever spoken in my comments or not. There's always someone lurking that doesn't speak, that's here randomly for no reason, that's there at the right time for the right reasons. And I've had it come back, I didn't say anything in your live today, but I wanted to thank you for talking about that. And it'll be in my IG, in my IG messages or in my DMs,
Yeah.
But you've got to be a very confident person. You have to be very confident in who you are. Otherwise, you struggle with that. Like, I have to know that what I'm telling you, look, the world can look me up. So I don't hide anything, We are so easy to Google nowadays.
Yeah. That's why I give my real name out here, Uma Alexandra BPAT, look me up. They got pages and pages of me on Google, find me. But it's like, I think,
my real information. I had a stalker, girl. I don't want another one.
Nah, I got one just because of that situation with the YouTube personality. Some guy, he's been like stalking me and finding out about all my personal details and stuff, and then coming on stream, but he's even lying. Like, he's like, you don't own your own house, you're not an Amazon best-selling author, you're on Medicaid health insurance, like, just coming on here. And I'm like, well, you must really love me because I stay on your mind. You be finding my stuff out. I love this for you. I was like, this is great. Because all you're doing is you're spreading my name all around the app. And that's a difference between, a lot of people ask me, can I live stream? And I said, I don't know. Do you have a strong stomach for this? Because they will research you. They will take pictures of you at your most horrible times. They will spread rumors, lies about you. So you got to have a thick skin, and you got to come on here and say, I'm doing what I'm doing. Either you like it or you don't. And if you don't like it, yeah, it's not doing nothing for me. I don't care.
Yeah, I've struggled, I've had days where it was hard for me. Someone said something, and I think most of the time I do a really good job at like not caring. But there's one thing someone said, and they knew that was the one thing to say. But I had to blow it off and pretend like it wasn't said, and keep going. But man, I got off, man, and I'd have lost my crap, y'all. That hurt so bad.
Yeah.
That I didn't stream for a few days because I was like, this MFer is supposed to be my buddy, and he's going to go. And he knows that's my biggest insecurity, and that's what he's going to throw in my face as I was kidding. No, dude, you're not. And that was when I realized that individual wasn't my friend.
No, you just exposed yourself. Thank you so much for letting me know how you feel. I pay a lot of attention to how people talk. There's a guy's stream that I go into every morning, Mr. 6'6". I recommend you guys check him out. He's great for conversation topics if you like conversation topics. And there's a lot of females in there that don't like me because I'm friends with him, and I'm there like every day, and I'm his top gifter. And, people have issues with these things. And one time we were having a debate topic in there, and I was staying on topic, and this lady got in the box and she's like, Uma, you always do this, and you always bossy, and you always feel like this is your stream. And I said, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for letting me know that I got a hater in you, because I don't even know who you are. I don't pay attention to anything past whatever people write here on streams. So whatever you guys are writing, I'm paying attention to, and that's all I'm responding to. But you have taken it upon yourself to now invest in me, because you're now keeping a log of everything I've said or everything I've done in here, and you formed an opinion off of it. So I see that I'm bothering you, and I love this for me, and I love this for you. So I'm gonna stay on your mind, and you will completely not be relevant in my life, any shape, way, or form. She was so mad. But that's how you get to find out about who really rocking for you. And there's a lot of people on here that are undercover haters and undercover, like, jealous They not doing nothing in their lives, and they want to look at you and create some sort of narrative about you. But the one thing I learned, Lily, is that the people that love me will know better. Somebody could come to my stream right now. You could have not streamed for 6 months, and somebody could come to my stream right now and say some shit about you. Sorry, some stuff about you. And I would be like, well, what'd you do to piss her off? Because that's not the Lily I know. So what'd you do?
Anybody that's taking the time knows that if I'm losing it, it's they deserve it. And I don't
They
very
deserve
often,
it.
but it's I tell people, what is that? I just read a new way to put it. My attitude, don't mistake my attitude for my personality. My attitude depends on who you are. My person, I don't remember how it was, but it was one of those.
My personality is who I am. My attitude is depending on how you bring energy to me. Because listen, guys, a lot of y'all get too comfortable because we live in a first world nation. I'm from the mud, all right? I'm from the third world. So I still got them survival instincts in me. I am very nice and kind and all love and light. But you push my buttons or my boundaries, and you gonna hear me say something. I'm not gonna, hey, oh, that's so funny.
That's
no.
FAFO, guys. That's FAFO.
I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna go in so hard. You gonna wish that you never existed, and I apologize, but you should have never poked the bear. Don't poke the bear. Just that's all.
Don't poke the bear, especially mama bears, because man, we done been through it. We done got enough with our kids to argue every day. We don't. Ew.
Yeah, we're not coming here for all of that. Speaking about your daughter, I wanted to just offer this because I had a client bring in her 16-year-old daughter for energy healing session because she was going through her first heartbreak. This is what I tell young people that are going through breakups, 16, 17 in high school. I sat with her daughter, my client's daughter, and I said, all right, let's walk this through. Let's logically think this through, because Uma loves a good logic, right? You're 16 and your boyfriend broke up with you and you feel like it's the end of the world. What were you thinking was going to happen with you and this person? Well, he's the one, he's the love of my life, and I feel we were going to get married. Okay, let's say you do get married. So when do you see yourself getting married? Oh, I don't know, like 22. Okay, so you're 16. So you're telling me you're going to date him for 6 years. So you're not dating anybody else. Oh, well, no, yes, I'm not going to date, because you can see she's now starting to fumble, right? Because now she's thinking about it. She's like, okay, so I'm not going to date anybody else. And we're going to, we're going to go all the way through to 22, even though we're going to different colleges and stuff. And we're going to stay intact because our love is strong. Okay, that's 6 years of dating. How long do you intend to live? She's like, well, most people live into their 80s. I was like, okay, let's give you 82 just to be on the safe side. So 22 to 82 is another 60 years. So you're telling me that you are prepared right now at 16 years old. Remember, your brain's not completely formed yet, okay? It doesn't stop forming until you're 25. So you're telling me that now with half a formed brain, you are ready to commit to a life 66 years with one person, and this is the person that will carry you through for the rest of your life. There's not a better option out there for you. There's not somebody better suited to you, especially when you grow up and your brain completely develops. And she was like, oh, well, yeah, I guess it's not that bad that we broke up now. I was like, I don't think it is. And I said, and guess what? You're going to go through many more heartbreaks. That's the nature of life until you finally find the one where it all makes sense. But you don't settle until you find the one when it all makes sense.
I told her that the one thing I've learned through all of my mistakes in dating, which good God, is that if you get butterflies, they're not the one. I know that everybody thinks the butterflies is perfect and this and that, but y'all, that's your gut telling you, run!
I love it because
you should feel comfortable and at ease. Now, I don't mean like, like when they kiss you and you get the butterflies, that's different, right? But if you're already anxious about something before it's happening or just after the first date to have a second one, and you're still, that's your body's way of telling you this isn't a comfortable, normal situation, that this isn't meant for you. So listen to your body.
I love that because like when I talk about dating and love and relationships, I tell people all the time that when you meet the one, because I'm with my one, right? We've been together 4 years now. We live together. And I'll say this, when you meet the one, you feel automatically comfortable.
Yes.
Now, when you're dating, you have boundaries, you have rules when you're dating. You know, I'm going to go this far, I'm going to do this. You're not going to come to my house until X amount of dates have passed. You make up whatever is comfortable for you. You make up your rules for your dating life. Let me tell you something though, when you meet the one that is truly the one, you will break all those rules for them and you won't even think twice about it. Because I have this rule where we have to go on like 4 or 5 dates before I can bring you to my house. And with my person, we met and we instantly attracted to each other. And we were talking long distance, because we were long distance, for about 2 to 3 weeks. And then when he came to my state, I didn't make him get a hotel. I was like, you can come to my house. And a part of me was judging myself, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like, what are you doing? You don't ever do this. You make them get a hotel and you go and visit and you take the dates and whatnot. But it was just there, you know? However, I get very scared to say that because there's a lot of people, respectfully, that are delusional. And there's a lot of people, respectfully, that still have emotional trauma to work on. So you are thinking anybody who shoots you a nice little smile is the one. And you got to stop that. You got to do your work. You got to understand who you are. You got to understand what you like, what you don't like, what you want, what you don't want. If you don't have an understanding of these things, then anybody could come along and fool you and make you believe that they're the one. You understand?
I think the hardest thing I had to learn in my attempts to date in the last 5 years, which has been very few for very short, limited time periods, is that no response is a response. Yes. It takes somebody 10 seconds to go busy, hit you up later.
Yeah. You're not a priority. You're just not that important to them. And women, we typically have a problem with rejection. So that's why we kind of go like crazy and haywire. We cannot comprehend. So it's like, I tell women all the time, if he loved you and he's into you, there's a couple things you could know. One, he's putting you in a relationship within the first month of dating. Think about it logically. If you love a man or you are crazy about a man, you don't want him out here talking to all these females. Right. You want to put him in a relationship right away. Guess what? It's the same thing for a dude. Yeah. If a dude is into you, he's going to be like, I want you to be my girlfriend, my wife, whatever, right now. I'm not leaving you out here. Yeah. If he's not calling you back or texting you back, he's not that interested in what you have to say. It's plain and simple. It's not rocket science, ladies. So all you have to do is say, okay, well, you know what? If they come to you and they say to you, well, I'm busy. Okay, well, you clearly are too busy to date, because I require on a basic level, some form of communication every day, because we're getting to know each other, right? How am I getting to know you if I can't even talk to you?
And then that's the other thing you got to be careful, guys, is you have to have, especially now that we have the ability these days, the face-to-face solo conversations. Because I've found quite a few people that are very interested, but only through text. I don't got time to play what is it called back in the day? Pen pal. I don't have time for a pen pal. Okay. I don't need a pen pal. I have enough friends that I can talk to tell my life about. Now, when I was in high school and we didn't have phones, I had pen pals, and I had a pen pal in Canada. His name was TJ, and we wrote to each other all the time. For a couple of years, back and forth. I never met this dude. I still never met this guy. I've got pictures of him in our notes that we wrote back and forth. But that was my, I guess, online thing, is we were pen pals. But as an adult, man, if you're going to show interest in me and you want me to be more than just a friend, you have to prove it before I even give a crap. Because I have been burned so many times that I know what I have to offer. I know that I will love you harder than you've ever been loved before. I know that I will give you things you've never had before. But for the first time, you're going to show me that you've got it in you first. I'm not going to hope that I can put it into you. I'm not going to hope that I can change you. I'm not going to hope that you're going to grow up while we're talking. Exactly. Prove it.
And women, you guys have to be more like methodical in your thinking. Did you hear about that lady who thought she was dating Brad Pitt? Now, mind you, Brad Pitt is in a whole relationship, okay? After he's going through his divorce with Angelina Jolie, he's in a whole relationship. This lady in France believed she was in an online relationship with Brad Pitt. When you see the pictures the scammer sent her, it was so bad. It was so bad. They had a picture of a man lying in a hospital bed, and he cut out a picture of Brad Pitt's face and stuck it on the body. And all the pictures, Brad Pitt is smiling. And I'm like, how are you smiling in the hospital? So she divorced her husband, her very rich husband, I might add. Their property, she got half of it, and she sent that $800,000 to the fake Brad Pitt. So now she wants Brad Pitt to pay her back.
It's her own damn fault.
Well, but you know what it is too? A lot of women our age, right? We grew up with that fairy tale nonsense. You are insignificant. You need a man to save you. There is a happily ever after. Your prince in shining armor is coming.
Yeah, but that's like me sitting. No. I am sorry, but unless you were in need of a serious lesson and you've done a lot of wrong things in life.
Big top badge. You know, we love to shout out the top badges as they come in.
You guys, I mean, for those of you, booyah. If Angelina Jolie was in your DMs, would you send her almost $1 million because you think it's Angelina Jolie? I mean, guys, yep, you smarty pants.
You know what? You can say that you dated Angelina Jolie for 2 weeks.
Just online. You never actually talked to her. You never seen her. She just messages you and tells you it's her and sends you completely obvious fake pictures.
I mean, like it was bad. You got to go look at the pictures, Lily. Like share that with your.
I'm gonna go Google.
Yeah, you got to share that with your. Let me see if I can find them while we're talking, because this was so wild to me. I was like, this is really what happens, you know. But yeah,
my brain, I can't even process that somebody would really think that, you know.
And why is Brad Pitt asking you for money?
$800,000.
She said that his money was tied up in the divorce fight with Angelina.
You know, I'm so honest. Some Pop and Carol sent me $50 on Cash App for their little Princess Emma's birthday, that I immediately refunded it. Aww. I even tried to find them on Facebook to make sure they knew that it was there and that they sent it to the wrong person, but I couldn't find her.
Okay, I found it. Are you ready for this nonsense?
Yes.
Hold on, let me see.
Not actually posing for pics in a hospital.
Well, you're in the know.
A 53-year-old French woman says these images, created with AI technology, scammed her into forking over $850,000 to someone she believed was an ill Brad. The woman detailed the con in an interview with 7 to 8 on French TV channel TF1,
his head is bigger than the body.
Removed from the channel's platforms after she says she was cyberbullied over falling for the scam. She claims a person posing as the actor's mom DM'd her on Facebook.
Just look. What's happening?
I'm sorry, but the level, let's just say, to put it nicely, the lack of brain cells that you have to believe that it hurts my brain. It hurts my brain. My brain hurts.
It's crazy. Yeah. So, well, welcome in everyone to Lessons Learned.
That's just as random. We didn't even hit your topic yet.
And I got a good topic. All right, I got a good topic. Let me get to it because it's so good. You guys heard that TikTok is going away, right, in the US.
Yes.
So I am a streamer on TikTok. I'm a streamer on Meet Me. I was a streamer on POF. And I noticed something. You see, last year, January, we had this split between Meet Me and POF. And then later that year, Right. And then later that year, we had POF went away for streaming. Now it's January again, and we're being hit with the news that there's a ban on TikTok and it's probably going away on my birthday, nonetheless, tomorrow on Sunday.
Happy birthday.
So this is what I have to say. Being a live streamer, you have to learn and master the art of the pivot, because it's a very unique place to be. Most live streamers that are really doing this, professional live streamers, we do make money from this, right? Every time you guys gift us, it accumulates, we can cash out. And it's a great little bonus to us for those of us that come on here religiously, support our communities, share our talents, create interesting streams for your enjoyment. So just big shout out to everybody who do send gifts. We really, really, truly appreciate you, because it's nice, right? Thank you, cool. But here's the thing though, we don't run the apps. Even though we are the content on the apps, we don't run the apps. So you have to have a backup plan. My backup plan as a streamer has always been multiple platforms. If you're not streaming on multiple platforms, it's going to really hurt you like it is right now. It's devastating a lot of TikTokers who only streamed on TikTok. I stream on TikTok, Meet Me, YouTube. Now I'm going to start back on Instagram, and I'm going to start back my Facebook lives, because I need to have different things going. My lesson learned as a streamer is that this is a great source of side income, like a part-time job, but it is not your only income. It should not be your only income, you know, because a lot of people do this, just solely do this. And my respect goes out to them, but I could not, exactly, Pete. I could not put all my eggs in one basket. Oh, there's like an overlay from another screen.
I always find myself
I can never hear it. Jay says he hears it all the time.
Oh, you don't hear it? Okay, I don't know. It's the app acting up, glitching. But here's the thing, guys. If you're a streamer or you want to be a serious streamer, you can't put all your eggs in one basket, like P said. You have to have multiple platforms, and you have to have a backup plan. When I go to TikTok now, I do my little thing I do on TikTok. I do psychic readings. I'm a professional psychic reader, right? So I do my little psychic readings, but I've been telling people, I put up a little sticker, follow me on IG, follow me on IG. I will continue my morning streams, my evening streams on IG. I'm moving my people. The other thing that you want to know as a live streamer is that you need to be aware that this little thing that we've carved for ourselves, it's not really recognized just yet. They've only really started recognizing podcasters. And look how long YouTube's been around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if they haven't really formally recognized podcasting as an actual job that you get paid really well, because people still tell, what do people come on here and tell you, Lily? Go get a job.
Get a job.
Go get it. This is my job. I create great content. People love it. They gift me. I get a check at the end of the week. It's wonderful. I love it here. Right? So the world still has to catch up to this is another form of a job. And until they do, we, the live streamers, are responsible for educating people about what this is. Because you see a lot of people, how many of you in this room right now just saw this on the Meet Me app and said, oh, what's that? And click a button and now you're here. Right? Like Dorothy.
I didn't know what I was walking into when I started this, man. I started on POF like you, and there was a live part of it, and I never clicked that little heart circle with the heart. I thought it was a dating thing, and so I never clicked it. I never knew. And then one day it accidentally, my lizard was on my shoulder, you know, my bearded dragons. He jumped off my shoulder, and I had a pile of stuff. So I had to try to catch him. And as I caught him, one of my fingers hit that, and I ended up in someone's live stream. And that was the beginning of the end.
Right. A lot of us just kind of accidentally hopped on over here.
See me at first. I all panicked and covered my phone up. It was like talking to my phone, and they weren't responding. So I was like, oh, okay, well, they can't see me. And so I typed it. I'm like, what is this? I've never known. And like, dude, they laughed at me, man. But I'll tell you what, I stayed in that live for a little bit. And then I went into someone else's live for a little bit. And I shouldn't even say a little bit. I was there for hours. And I got the next day I started going live, and I've never looked back.
Yeah. That's how all of us kind of got here. Unless you really knew about streams or you're coming from another stream, you just kind of happenstance accidentally come through here. So that's why I feel like one of the lessons I learned as a streamer is, one, be polite to everybody that you meet and explain to them what live streaming is, right? Because a lot of my top gifters are not streamers. They don't ever stream, ever, but they like coming to my show. They like watching what I do, and they like supporting what I'm creating, right? So for those of you that are watching this, you know, and you're kind of like, I don't really understand much about it. If you look at the colors, like right now, Real Deal is in the building. He's a level 67. That's high up in our world here on streams, right? Malden doesn't have any ring around him. A lot of times when he goes into a stream, most people would ignore him because he has no ring. So that means he's not a gifter. So they would be like, let me turn him off. Don't do that though. Have a conversation with Malden, because what happens is at some point in time, 8, dang it, thank you, 4, just clicked on that. But a lot of times you can convert those people to become actual supporters of your stream, you know? So that was my talk for today that I'm opening up for discussion with Lily is like, what are we supposed to do as live streamers? You keep creating your content. These apps are temporary, guys. These apps are going to come and go, but you and your content will live on forever. But it's up to you. You're responsible for finding the avenues to get your content to live on forever. You know, I like to think about back in the day. I'm a great, I like to study history and look at like how people used to live and stuff. And you know, back in the day in Europe, they had these speakeasies, right? Where people would, all of the intelligent people would get together at a coffee shop or whatnot, and they would share their work. You know, you had some artists, some painters, some poets, you had philosophers, you know, debating, is the earth round? Is it flat? You know, all these different things. And I love that. And that's what I feel live streamers are. We're like the modern version of those speakeasies. We come on here and we create. Either you love it or you hate it. You know? But it's our work. It's our life. My stream is very similar to Lily's stream because we love to preach about peace, love, light, positivity, positive vibes, focus on the positive, ignore the negative. We love doing that, right? That may not be for everybody. There might be like a negative Nancy coming in here and she's like got a thorn in her thing and she's like, I don't want to do this. And so she might want to go to the ratchet streams. But guess what? That's still art too. I have a lot of friends that do ratchet streams. It's art too.
I can't. It's too much for me. Those streams are too much for me. I need the calm collective.
Yeah.
Now in relation to the, you know, no ring stuff, I think that we forget all of us started with no ring. Every single one of us started with no ring. Now I know everybody said if they don't have a picture, kick them out. I wouldn't do that. I've never done that. You have to really upset me to get booted from my stream. And once I boot you, you don't come back. All right. But cool dude down there. Right? No picture. I don't believe you had a gift level. If you did, it was like a 21 or 22 or something when I first met you.
Right.
And now he's literally one of my best friends and we're planning to meet up hopefully in the next couple months. You know what I mean? So like, you never know who's there. And on top of it, something else you guys got to realize is a lot of us know the game. And a lot of us will come in with our main accounts and see how you act towards us. And then we will also have another account and see how you treat that account without the VIP ring or without the top badge on it. And if you don't treat us equally, you've just told us all we need to know. And I've done that to so many people. Well, why don't you come back here? Why don't you this? Oh, I did. And you treated me like dog poop. So I don't come back anymore. What do you mean? What do you mean? Remember so-and-so? And you kicked me within the first 2 seconds? Sorry. Remember when I came in and I sent you a couple of the EPTs, but then you yelled at me that wasn't enough, and how dare I sit there and not pay to watch you? Nah.
I not only am I a streamer, I'm a gifter as well. That's why I'm a level 60, you know?
I'm so close to 60, and then I get my teal ring after that.
I know. Look, it's looking nice. It's getting there. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. Congrats, Jay. I love gifting. And I love the challenges. So on live streams, we have challenges. If you guys look at Lily's top left corner of her screen, you see that little flag, the white flag in a little orange circle. If you click that, that's going to tell you what her challenges are for the day. And you can send gifts to help her with her challenges for the day. She gets prizes for hitting those challenges. I love doing the challenges. It's fun for me and it helps people and it makes people smile. So I go around the app and what I do is whatever I make for the week, right? I keep some to pay myself for being a content creator. And then I take some and I reinvest it back into the app and I buy credits so I could go around and gift people. But I don't just gift people that I know. Exactly what Lily said. I will go in first on my Lurker account. And if you treat me nice and you're like, hey, whatever your name is, hey, Mystery Rousey, what's going on? And I have no ring or nothing. I'm like, I like this. I'm going to come back on my regular account and just gift you, to thank you for that. Because I like people that are nice, that are kind, that are polite, and that are just really friendly. To me, we have so much opportunity, guys, with these streams. That's why I kind of like get a little upset sometimes with the people that are using streams to do toxic stuff, to talk about other people, to put down people, to purposely troll people. I have to say purposely troll because I troll trolls. If you come in to troll me, it's going to be the worst day of your life.
Yeah.
It's going to be the worst day of your life. I apologize in advance because I love this stuff, But the people that just sit there waiting for you to come in just to pick on you, why? Do you know these apps, these live streaming apps?
Because hurt people. And instead of focusing on themselves, they're going to take their negative energy and try to bring you down with them. Just like I tell people all the time, just because you think I shine bright, that's too bad. Either brighten up, because I'm not going to dim who I am to match your BS.
Exactly. And to what Jay said, he said Jerry Springer was a fun show. They just did a documentary.
I see that.
On the Jerry Springer show. And Jerry Springer himself said, I know I'm going to hell. And I apologize for what I brought to TV. I know I'm the reason the quality of TV shows went down. He admitted that before he passed. He passed last year. And all the people on his show that they interviewed, nobody felt good about themselves.
Didn't they pay people for that, or was that real actual life situations or whatever?
It was real situations, and they purposely looked for the bottom of the human population, right? And I'll never forget, I watched the documentary. They had this one producer on there who said he was with the show for a very long time. And he finally they asked him, what made you finally leave? He said, we had brought this girl on the show because she claimed that her father was essaying her. And we wanted to create like a buzz about this and whatever. He said, first of all, any guest coming on the show, you're not coming for healing or therapy. We lied. We were using you for content. And he said he was at the hotel when he had to go and check on the girl to make sure she's ready to do the show the next day. And when he went to her room, the father opened the door and he was in a bathrobe and she was in a towel. And he said he just closed the door, walked out, took off his headset and never went back. Because he said, I can't do it. But they knew that this was what was happening and they still ran the show. Yeah. So that's why I said, Jerry Springer he did have the #1 spot show and he did beat Oprah, but he wasn't proud of it. But by the time he was heading on out of here, he had a lot of regret about what he did.
I assumed it was just kind of people acting and looking for money, but I to hear that actually crushes my soul. I never even really watched a whole lot of Jerry Springer when he was popular because it was too much for me. I really don't like drama. I really don't like all of that. I do try to avoid it, but every once in a while, we all get in our, I'll call it a vulgar mood, and your life sucks. So you want to see someone else struggling to make you feel better about yourself. And that's when you watch something like that. But again, I can just focus on myself instead, right?
Yeah, it's the yin and the yang. We all have good and evil within ourselves because this has been going on for centuries, right, Lily? Think about back in Rome with the Roman Colosseum, with the gladiators, like, and people used to go and watch this. Think about now with boxing and UFC, right? There is that carnal part of the human nature that we need to see bloodshed. And we will never get over that. You know why? Because at the base of it, we're animals, right? We belong to the mammals. Remember the mammals, the reptiles, the amphibians, remember all of that, the vertebrae, the invertebrate, all of that. We're still animals. No matter how much nice clothes we put on and perfume we use to cover our animal smell, we are still animals. So there's always going to be that part. And there's always going to be us wanting to watch these shows where girls are ripping their weaves out and, blah, blah, blah. We can't get rid of that. However, it shouldn't run your life. It shouldn't be something that you look forward to every day. It should be something that you're just like, you're in a bad mood. Life hasn't been the greatest to you, and you just want a little bit of toxic. Mm-hmm. And you get your fill, and then you go on and you do better, and you pick yourself up the next day, and you keep it moving.
Yeah. You can't live in that, negativity breeds negativity. And if you're constantly living in a world of negative, or if you're constantly watching the drama shows, or if you're constantly in the drama streams, you're going to have a life constantly filled with drama. Because what you focus on is what you attract. And that's been something I've had to learn too.
And that stuff leaks into your life, because I didn't even realize it, but I had an addiction to the Real Housewives, Love and Hip Hop kind of shows, those reality shows. And I would watch it and I would tell myself, I'm watching it because I love studying human behavior. I wish I could have gone back to college, and instead of the major that I chose, I wish I'd chosen psychology or sociology, because I really love studying people, and I love streams for that. We get to study people and how they move. But my man told me, he said, you got to limit how much you watch of that, because you don't notice it, but you watch something on there and it bothers you, and now you're coming to me and you're looking at me differently because of what you just witnessed. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'm gonna tell it to you straight. I love you. I'm here for you. There's no hidden agenda. I don't have another family out there. I'm not using you for your money. Like, he started going down the list. I was like, oh, that's all that I just saw. How was he watching the show? No, but he knows. He already knows what that show is about. So you guys, if you're watching that, there's nothing wrong with watching it, but you got to start to be aware of when it starts to leak into your life. And when it does, then you got to take a step back and just go cold turkey, because you got to contain that.
And something else a lot of people have to understand is those, the Real Housewives of whatever, it's chopped and puzzled together. It's not all exactly what happens in real life. They turn it into almost a fiction, even though it's all real. It all happened, but it's almost they can flip stuff, they can edit stuff, and it's not always what you see isn't always what's real. And a lot of us are given this false hope for perfection, or in other situations, we're almost being forced to believe that our significant other will do this because, so-and-so on this show did that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we have to remember that most of what we see on TV isn't legit.
It's not real. And this is why I think live streaming is going to succeed, even though all these apps are changing and deleting and all of that. I believe because this is raw. We don't have different angles of different cameras showing different things. It's just right here. It's in the moment. There's no script. There's no teleprompter. And that's how I started getting out of that whole like Love and Hip Hop. And because I started asking the questions, it's really making me feel like 90 Day Fiance. Love 90 Day Fiance. But I started losing my feel for it, because it's like, I feel I'm watching two people actually have a real love story on screen. But wait a minute. There's cameras in this room. But wait a minute, how many cameras are in this room? Because we have a camera on her, but we also have a camera on him. So is there one cameraman that's running around the room doing all of this? Or are there more than likely 2 or 3 cameramen in there? And then how real can you be with your significant other when you have 2 or 3 people in there filming you with cameras on you? How real could any of this be?
There's plenty of things I'll share with the public, but there's things that only my, SO will call significant other. My SO deserves, I don't need the whole world to know all of my deepest secrets. So when I'm trying to get to know somebody, if I've got cameras in my face, it's going to be a half-assed attempt. because I'm not going to share all the things that I would want to share, because the world doesn't deserve to know me like that. They've not done anything to deserve to know me quite like that. It's and especially again when I know people would chop stuff apart and edit it, like I would be so afraid to even speak. I would probably just
Yeah, because you don't know how they have roles that they want to fill. They need the vixen, they need the good girl, they need the one that everybody dumps on, they need the bored housewife. They have the roles in their head, and they don't consult you and say, oh, do you want to be the vixen or the bored housewife? They just assume what they want to put you into, you know? And that's why I would never do a reality TV show, because there's nothing real about reality TV. Because I would want to be real, but like Lily said, they're going to formulate the story how they want to formulate it. And then that would really piss me off, because then you're telling my story not the way I want you to tell it, but the way that you want to tell it, and that just don't work for me. So
well, and they make people out to be something they're not, you know, and that's what kills me. Ugh, God, the world we live in. So I said at the very beginning, guys, it does take a special person to get on, whether it's for streaming or acting or anything. You've got to have thick skin or you're not going to survive.
Very true. Very true. So that was it. That's what I wanted to share about my lessons learned. And I love your show. And I want to say this, you guys really got to hit Silly Lily with that favorite, you know, up in here. There's 465 of you. Thank y'all for coming in. Hit her with that fave. But really and truly, this is like one of the best platforms you can be on right now in this day and age. Meet Me is doing great things. They're still here. They've outlasted we've seen a lot of the competitors come down. And I feel very confident. Like, that's why people are asking me, well, with TikTok gone, are you going to Red Note? Because everybody ran to Red Note. Are you going to Favorited? I did make a profile on Favorited, but I don't like it there. So I'm probably going to delete it. And I'm not going to Red Note. I'm going to stay here on Meet Me because I like it here. And I'm going to continue with YouTube and continue with Instagram and Facebook. And I think that's where my comfort level is. And I think it's okay to say that. Now, maybe later on, I might change my mind about the other apps, but I think my last thing to say about pivoting with all the things I've learned as a streamer is it doesn't make sense for me to start again on a new app, because I had to start again with Meet Me. I had to start again with TikTok. And so it's like, maybe you got to pay attention to the signs. You're not meant to run all over the place. Maybe you're just meant to stay very solitary, very still, and just shine your light. And people will find you some way, somehow.
You know? I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It's crazy.
Well, thank you for having me. Well, I appreciate you.
Well, before you go, tell these guys a little bit about your streams. I know you, like you said, you stream all the time. So tell these guys what they can come check out in your live, and if you have any other, what your other events are, because I know you said you have some this week.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. My birthday's on Sunday, so I will be streaming mostly all day on Sunday. I have been a streamer for 4 years on the POF Meet Me app. I'm a top badge, and I love to have conversations. So if you are someone that likes to talk, that's why me and Lily could sit here and we could talk all day, because I love her vibe. I love her insight, her perspective. She's such a smart lady. And I feel like when you come to my streams, please participate. Nothing makes me more mad than people just sitting there watching me. I don't need to do that. I don't need to click go live if I just want people to sit there and watch me. I don't care about fame and fortune. I do care about connections though. So I expect you to get in the box, bring a topic with you. Let's talk about it. Let's debate about it. I love the gifts. You know, you guys help me trend. I love people helping me with challenges. And in real life, I'm the CEO of a metaphysical wellness center and the Amazon best-selling author of Chronicles of a Spirit Walker. So I do psychic healing, spiritual, metaphysical work in real life. So I love bringing that to streams, but it's not necessarily what we need to talk about. We talk about, like yesterday, we were talking about Trump's external revenue service, what we thought about that. I just like to be on my computer listening to music while people come in my stream. And then if I run across a topic, I'll be like, oh, did you guys hear about this? And then that's how we just start a conversation. So that's why Lily loves my stream.
Yeah, you have to check her out. Her stream, there's always something going on over there. She's got some amazing shows, not just one show. She's got multiple, and you just check her out, guys. If you don't have her faved already, please do so. And what's your next show you're on? What other show can they come check you out on?
Every Wednesday. Okay, so every Monday we have Uma's featured Uma's Lotus Lounge. It's my featured stream at 5 p.m. on Mondays. And that's where I do my metaphysical show. We do, it's a podcast show. We record to my podcast. So my co-host and I, we give you like the crystal of the day, the message of the day. We give you, I do a talk about some topic that I formulate, and then we give readings for all zodiac signs, like a message for the week. And then on Wednesday nights at 10 p.m., we have the great debate with my other co-host, where we bring 6 topics, current day events, and we just open box. Anybody could jump in the box once you're polite, respectful. We don't like people trolling other people because of their opinion. Like, grow up. That's immature. Okay. If somebody disagrees with you, so they disagree with you. The world's not going to end. All right. So learn to handle it. So it's really for like grown folks. I really like people that are like 40 and over. So great debate on Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. If you like to talk and you're maybe 40 and over, come on through and let's have a conversation. Not to say that y'all young 30-year-olds can't come through, but if you do, act right. Okay. You're in a room of adults. Act right.
Most of my younger folks over here are some very well-behaved individuals, but I get what you're saying.
Excuse your piece. We're not boomers. We're Gen X. Okay, get it right.
Gen X.
Yeah, Gen X. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it, and love on Lily because we love her here.
Thank you, Uma. Good show, guys. Good.